All right. Welcome, everybody. See, already got some people in the chat. That's cool. You guys get just me again tonight. Wesley is still driving on his way home from Colorado to Texas from Rocky Mountain Regionals. Tonight's stream will probably be a little short because, frankly, I am tired of being here today. Got to the shop this morning at about 6:45. It's now 8:01 p.m. And today I rode the struggle bus all day long here. Nothing that I did today was cooperative. Nothing that I did today wanted me to be productive. So we're probably going to go about an hour tonight, and I'm going to go home. So that's where we're at. Sorry. Stoked to get to see a stream tonight. Well, thanks for joining us. Joining me, like I said, probably going to be a little short today, but this also, I don't know if Wesley will be on next week or not. Next Monday and the following Monday, I will be out of town. So I've told you guys before, my June is absolutely packed. So the next 2, potentially 3 Mondays, I won't be here. So is what it is. But maybe Wesley will be on. Still struggling, yeah. Mondays sometimes are just Mondays. TRD Adventures, Tim. I got my TRD hat on, y'all. Thanks to Theron for the hat. I already got a nice grease mark on it. I was walking underneath a side-by-side on the rack and whacked my head on a lower ball joint and got some grease on my hat, unfortunately. So I got to try to figure out how to get the grease out of my hat. Is the audio levels okay for you guys? It looks like it's a little low on my screen, but it should be okay, I guess. I'm trying to keep the air conditioner noise out in the background. We've been in a content drought with our favorite YouTubers enjoying themselves in Colorado. Yeah, I wish I could have gone. I really do. It just wasn't in the cards. My month of June is just too full of stuff. Just didn't work out for me. I did go on Friday night and buy myself a new toy, though. 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, I sold my side-by-side that I've owned since 2017, my race YXZ 1000 that was set up for woods racing. I sold it, which my wife didn't think would ever happen, and I wasn't quite sure that I could let it go either, but I let it go, and I got on the hunt. I've owned a lot of Jeeps. I've owned quite a few over the last 25 years, and I decided that I wanted a 4-door JK. So I found a reasonable mile 4-door automatic Rubicon, lifted on 37s, and drove to Ohio on Friday night and picked that up. Got home around midnight from it and been driving it all weekend and today. Could the ATL V1 chassis be considered a C1 now? No, because it still has... Oh, an ATL V1, yeah, not an ATL Pro. A standard ATL, yeah, is Class 1 legal, yeah. It had a flat belly. The ATL and the ATL V2, not the Pro, just the regular ATLs would be Class 1 legal. Yep. Just got home from Colorado. Theron, I'm glad you guys made it home. Wesley is probably still 4 or 5 hours out from being home, so he might be in Texas by now. I don't know if he is or not, so he won't be here tonight. Maybe next Monday. He might do the stream by himself next Monday, so we'll see how that goes. I will be in Florida next Monday on family vacation, taking my son to Universal. Went to Disney World last year, and we're doing Universal this year. So, and then when I get home from Universal on Tuesday, I pack up and leave on Wednesday morning for Axial Fest Badlands, and I'll be gone through the following week. So after this week, my next 2 weeks is pretty busy. Just getting home from a full-size comp and my high-low is sitting here waiting on me. Nice! Get it built. Let me know what you think. Almost got my full party built. Waiting here from TGH about my OG gearbox. They sent with two 20-tooth gears. Emailed about it, just waiting to hear back. Toby, I would probably give them a couple extra days because they were all doing the event stuff, so they may be a little slow to respond to that one. I would give them a little bit of extra leeway on that, just because they got to deal with a bunch of cleanup and scores and stuff like that. So I am bummed that I missed the event, though. It looked like a good time. I'm glad Wesley got to hang out and go up there. I know a lot of you guys got to meet Wesley that were there and pet his dog, Bear. Bear's a good trail dog. Yeah, so some of the struggles I had today, the vacuum for the dust collection on the router took a crap. So I had to rig up a shop vac, which wasn't really working all that well. So I made a big old carbon fiber dust mess over there, which was all over my computer. I had to actually blow compressed air on the computer to blow all the carbon fiber dust out of it, which meant that I was wearing my mask all day today, which was why this line is in my beard here from my mask pushing it against my chin. And then my lathe was throwing a subspindle alarm. It kept just randomly throwing a subspindle alarm, which as I found out didn't actually have anything to do with the subspindle at all. It was because the parts catcher wasn't all the way in the home position, so sometimes it would bounce a little bit when it would tool change or whatever, and it would throw an alarm and shut the machine down, which was super annoying. It did that about 15 times today while I was trying to make some chromoly parts for a buddy. These are like bushings, misalignment bushings for A-arm or for control arms for a race Ultra 4 car. So I was trying to make a bunch of those, and it kept throwing alarms on me, and I kept having to reset everything. And it wasn't until about 4 o'clock when I finally figured out what the hell the actual problem was, because it wasn't a subspindle problem at all. So I was digging into all the subspindle stuff, and it I was looking in the wrong place. So trash boat ran my Brazen C1 at Rocky Mountain this weekend. It ran great. Awesome. I saw a picture, and it might have been you post. Somebody posted a picture of their C1 Pro that the body was just grenaded. That's always unfortunate, but hopefully it wasn't you. If it was, hopefully you can get it put back together. Bear was all over the place. Yeah, he normally is, but he doesn't ever wander that far away. Custom RC crawlers. Got my C2 switched to Holmes stuff. Got a Holmes winch and SHV 500, BR Mini, and 13 turn. Can't wait to comp it. Hopefully you like it. That's my suggested setup and what I typically run and everything. So hopefully you like that setup as much as I did. Bear was better on the rocks than any of the trucks. Absolutely. Yeah, Bear might have been a billy goat in a past life. Down at Crawlapalooza, the big bouncer hill, Viagra, Bear just runs right up Viagra better than any rock bouncer could. So look like you guys did good at the comp from the post I seen. Wesley took a lot of good pictures. I'm glad he did. How them wheels coming along? They are paused because I got busy with other stuff again. The high-low release was much better than I expected, which is awesome. I'm absolutely not complaining about it, but that has taken a lot of my time the last 2 weeks. Plus these other orders that were already on the schedule. I got behind because of all the high-low stuff, and then I ended up having to reset up the machine to do these other jobs. So they're coming. They're still piled up in a bin next to me here. I got all the inner barrels are done. All the hoops and all that stuff are done. So I just got to get them done. It was your C1 Pro. Damn it. Yeah, that body looked wrecked. Yeah, some I would use shoe goo and some carpet tape and zip ties and whatever to put that back together if it were mine. Team Garage Hack Concepts, what's going on here? Just another Monday night shit show, man. Today was a rough one here at the shop, so, and I was already bummed out because I wasn't in Colorado. So, just on the struggle bus here today. I'll be comping 2 weeks in a row, have Crawler Canyon this weekend, the next week I'm running down in Troy, Illinois. That sounds like a blast, man. If my frickin' June wasn't so slam-packed, I would be all over it. Have a few thousand aluminum and steel inner rings if you need. I have all that stuff made. I just need to finish up faces now, wheel faces now in the mill, and then everything can go. This whole batch, I thought about doing some raw stuff for you guys, but this whole batch is going to anodizing, so that'll be where we're at. Order my high-low today. When will you get skids in? I will be making skids, not next week because I'm in Florida, the following week. Yeah, the following week. I have material sitting right here for them. If you need a skid, please PM the Brazen Facebook page or Instagram page, whatever. I think I have 3 or 4 on the shelf in back stock. They're not in inventory on the site, but so if you need one, let me know. I can get you set up. I might have a mini skid sitting around, and I think I have 3 or 4 pro skids sitting around. So if you absolutely need one to finish a build, let me know. I'll get you fixed up. And if you ordered today, that means your chassis is boxed up sitting on the counter over there already. So if you DM me today or tonight, I can get that thrown in your box before it goes out tomorrow morning with the UPS guy. They normally pick up about 10:15, so let me know before then and I'll get you fixed up. Also going to be making it spicy with 4S. That's the only way to go. 4S, everything. Nothing less. Yep, no problem, man. Just like I said, just send me a message. I'll get you fixed up. So, yeah, I'm kind of stoked about this new Rubicon. It'll let me take the family with me. Almost home from Chino Fest. Nice. With the side-by-side, even when I would trail ride it, I couldn't take the whole family with me. So I ended up just riding by myself most of the time. So with the 4-door, I can take the family, and when we go camping and stuff, I can take the Jeep. I'm still not a huge 4-door JK fan, but after driving this all weekend, and it's not bad. It's not bad. I think I can get used to it. Now, do a couple little things to it and make it my own, but needs some lower control arm bushings in the front. She's kind of wobbly a little bit. It doesn't death wobble, but the front end's kind of loose, and had to peel some old stickers and shit off. I keep looking. It's sitting over there, but I keep looking over there. Contact you now on Insta. Yes, please do, and I'll get you fixed up. So I don't really have anything on the menu to talk about tonight, guys. Like I said, I was on the struggle bus here all day today, and I wasn't even sure I was gonna do a live until I posted the thumbnail thing at like 5:45, when I finally decided that I might as well do something at least halfway productive while I'm here. We missed last week because of Memorial Day. I probably could have came down to the shop and done a live with you guys, but quite honestly, I was having fun spending time with the family. We were sitting out on the back patio, and I didn't feel like getting up out of my chair, so I stayed there and hung out with the family. Friend has a 4-door JK with rear steer. That sounds like a whole bunch of extra work that I don't really want to do. Need a bunch of ducks on the dash like everyone else? Absolutely not. So one of the stipulations, my wife wanted the JK probably more than I did, and I told her, I said, I'll buy a JK, but I already checked, and I'm gonna go to the BMV tomorrow. My license plate is gonna say no ducks. The letter N, the number 0, space ducks on the license plate. So that'll be my custom plate, no ducks. I already checked with Indiana BMV and it is available. And I can tell you guys now, because they're already closed for the day and I'll be there first thing in the morning to get it registered. So, and I did actually, when I walked out to my Jeep to leave the shop here to go grab dinner, there was a damn duck on my door, or on my seat. It was sitting inside my Jeep on the seat, so which means somebody reached inside my Jeep and put it in there. The windows were down, but still. It already got ducked. Not my thing. My wife's stoked about ducks, but that's not my thing. So I will sell the little tiny ones though for your 10 scale Jeeps. That was a motor mount hitting the floor. I gotta have something. I gotta fiddle. With my hands doing something. F them ducks. I agree. But I have a 7-year-old son and a wife that both like them, so it kind of is what it is. But I am getting the license plate that says no ducks. So I do find it a little strange that somebody felt the need to put it inside my Jeep, though, instead of just on the door handle or something that's at least reasonably acceptable. It's like walking into your house and putting it on your kitchen counter. Just, I don't know. I don't know how people think that's acceptable, but whatever. Darwin, what's going on? Custom RC crawlers. I'm trying to get class 3 on 4S here soon because C2 will be on 4S for Canyon, I hope. Then just put everything on 4S and buy only 4S batteries from now on. What's your opinion on Angry Eye grills? I absolutely hate them. It has an Angry grill on it now, and I've already ordered a used OE color matched grill for it. And my wife was like, well, maybe you can just take that grill off and sell it, you know. I said, absolutely not. I'm taking that grill off with the most extreme prejudice and throwing it straight in the dumpster. So that's my thoughts on the Jeep grill. Still don't understand what ducks have to do with Jeeps. I don't either. I guess it was some Canadian lady that started the whole thing, so it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me either. I don't know what duck and Jeep have to do with anything together. So my C1 Pro absolutely murdered the C1 comp yesterday. 0 gates, 2 reverses. Hell yeah, dude. That's some driving right there. I know the terrain you guys were on, so that's some driving. When will Carbon C1 Pros be available? Maybe tomorrow. I've got to cut. I think I still need to cut 2 or 3 Carbon High-Lows from today's orders, and then I'll cut some more Carbon C1 Pros. So maybe tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. Correct answer. I already knew I liked you. Yeah, I can't do the Angry Grills. So I was at lunch with a buddy of mine he has a Jeep specialty shop down the road from me. One of my best friends, Sean, and we were talking about taking the Angry Grill off. He's got a 392 Rubicon 4-door. And he goes, can we just hook a freaking tow strap to that grill and yank it off with my 392 and video it? I'm like, you know what? As long as we take all the clips and everything out so we're not going to destroy the back half of the grill, sure, fucking yank that thing out of there, get it gone. So we might have a decent video of a 392 yanking that Angry Eye grill out of there with extreme prejudice. Probably make it worth it. That'll be my plan. Everything 4S, but I need C3, different rear servo, and a different motor because I have a Micro X2. Get rid of the Micro X2. Get another BR Mini. Gonna have to get a mullet for C1. Really like Jake's. So those are still prototypes. Jake has a prototype Class 1 flat-bellied mullet. There's actually one for sale. One of our team drivers, Tim Thompson, posted one for sale, and I think the Sacramento RC group, something. I don't remember what the. Let me find it real quick for you. This group here. Tim Thompson posted one for sale. It is a prototype. Has F10 straight axles, SSD brass knuckles, behind the axle steering, Purple Holmes SHV 500 LP, 2 low trans, Holmes Magnum motor, BR Mini, Phoenix 90mm shocks and hardcore links, and Vanquish VXT2 tires. So that's a Team Driver Tim Thompson's machine that's for sale. So if anybody's interested in it, he can probably get you guys set up there. Let's see. Mullet for C1 sounds great. Yeah, like I said, the problem with these mullet type chassis for Class 1 is doing a forward motor mount in them is very difficult to get a prop shaft from the motor mount to the transfer case. So you almost have to run like the Exo Alpinist trans setup or Deluxe or something along those lines, where you get transfer case points with a motor mounted transmission with a motor mount on it, because otherwise your prop shaft angle is very steep trying to go in between here and here. So that's one of the worst parts about that. This was a prototype Class 1 style. This isn't the exact of the mullet, but this was along the revision route, basically. The mullet actually has the forward motor mounts moved, I think, 12 millimeters forward of where this is on this chassis to try to help with the prop shaft angles, but it was still pretty aggressive. Nothing binding, but a pretty aggressive angle on it. Or a T210. TGH, Toby said that he emailed you guys about a EBR OG gearbox, or an OG gearbox with some wrong gears. I told him you guys would get back to him in the next couple days or so, I'm sure, but he did just comment about that. So if you guys get a chance to flip through your emails or something, get a hold of Toby, that'd be great. Wish I could be a team driver for you guys. So Wesley normally handles the team driver stuff, and really the way Wesley handles that is he just goes off of people that he sees consistently posting and consistently helping people, and we don't expect all the drivers to be on the podium at every large event. Attending large events definitely will help your chances of getting a sponsorship, but you don't have to be the best driver in the world as long as you are a positive person and a helpful person and build cool shit, get attention, basically. But Wesley goes through the year, he'll write down people's names that he sees commenting and posting all the time, and normally we only add people to the team right around New Year's. So there was, up until fairly recently, I took it down, there was a team driver application on the website, but I took it down because we get a bunch of them throughout the year and they get lost in the email stream throughout the year, and then when we post about it at the end of the year, people get upset because they messaged about it a bunch of times, but emails get buried very quickly. Planning to do leaf rear link front, although the new Element IFS is tempting. Well, we don't have, as far as the mullet goes, we don't have the link or leaf in a flat belly for Class 1. So, like I said, this is just a prototype, and this is linked only. But the C1 spec ones were only prototypes for team drivers. Which actually Team Drivers have been running those since like July or August of last year. I think we talked about them with a few of the team drivers at Nationals last year in April, and then we started working on them shortly thereafter for the team guys. So they've been around a while, they've been in prototype for a while, but we haven't released them yet. We're drying out, Toby. We'll get it sorted. Was it a 0 or 15%? Yeah, Toby, just message him. Like I said, he said he emailed you guys, so just make sure you check the emails, Chris. That's all. I'm assuming it's Chris on the live stream, but met Wesley this weekend. What a great cat. Yeah, Wesley's a good dude for sure. Hopefully his dog was nice to you as well and didn't pee on your leg or something. Oh, man. I missed it. I missed a great event. I wish I'd have been there. I'm really bummed about that. Next year, have it in May or July. What's the mullet skid angle compared to the ATL Pro? So the high-low and the mullet have 10-degree angled skids, where the ATL Pro has about a 6.5-degree angled skid. The ATL Pro has, if you were to draw a horizontal line at the bottom of a high-low skid, the ATL Pro is about 13 millimeters taller. More ground clearance with the ATL Pro V2 compared to a high-low. But with the high-low skid being so far forward, right behind the front tire, you can get away with lowering that down to keep the transmission weight low. Where the Pro V2, we wanted all the ground clearance and expected that people are going to run a lightweight transfer case like a Creeper T or a Toizuki Delrin case or something along those lines. So when you run a lightweight transmission transfer case setup, you can get that belly up and keep the center of gravity down. So 6 degrees, 6.5 degrees versus 10 degrees on the others. I was going to add a drop bracket to the frame to let the skid lay flat and meet spec, or cut myself an extra thick skid. I know that Wyatt modified a factory SCX-10 Pro chassis to run in Class 1, so maybe message him and see what he did to get it to pass. You could always re-drill the holes in the chassis parallel to the ground, or you could make, like you said, an angled a piece of aluminum or something that had an angle to it that would lower the skid, the back of the skid down flat. Worth a shot. Checkered pass, what's going on? Need to figure out how to mount my BR Mini in my C2. Velcro to anything else. Depending on what transmission and motor setup, I normally mount my BR Minis to the skid, right next to the transfer case. Link the front of my full party with some advice from Gate Reaper. Very cool guy. Yes, all of my Kentucky team drivers are very cool dudes. If anybody gets a chance to hang out with any of those guys, that's definitely on my list of things to do, is to get to Kentucky and show up to a comp at 23RC with those guys. Definitely cool dudes. Still waiting on LMA SCX-10 SCX Pro braces so I can finish my Oracle. You were piecing all that stuff together, weren't you? Really, I think all you would need is the dual servo mount and the rear chassis brace and the back of the transmission, like for the servo mount brace. Which one of your chassis would you run for AR-44 3-gear based rig? Really any of them. I would probably, for ease of assembly, C1 Pro or ATL Pro V2. The high-low with an AR-44, the front links are a little, how do I say it? You run out of angle on the rod ends because the front links are so short, and where the link mounts are on an AR-44, you run out of angle on the front upper links, so the rod ends tend to bind during flex. So unless you space the links off of the chassis towards the inside a little bit to alleviate some of that angle, they get a little bindy, where on the C1 Pro and the Pro V2 they don't do that at all. So ease of building, one of those two would be my suggestion. Worst case, I run the chassis and have to order another. Yeah. Or ruin the chassis, yeah. Well, let me know. We'll get you fixed up. Or, I'm not 100% opposed to making somebody a Class 1 based. The team guys have been testing them and running them enough that I feel confident and comfortable enough sending them to certain people. I'm not going to release them at a full-scale manufacturing yet right now, but if somebody was really interested in one, we could probably make it happen. It's an OG TGH case. You should have plenty of room on the skid plate to mount the BR Mini next to it if you're running an OG TGH case. Either in front of it or behind it. I already have my OG creeper installed, and I'm pretty sure my links and axles are already sorted out. Nice. So you're gonna run a standard type skid and a creeper T with the factory forward motor mount. Then I assume that's what you got going on. TGH Toby C email. Chris, thank you for getting Toby set up. We appreciate you. But see, that's another one of the nice things about having, these live streams. Everybody gets to, directly contact and talk to people. It's kind of cool. I like it. Pilot Ryan Media, what's happening? Those of you who don't know Pilot Ryan Media, he owns the local hobby shop here to me, local hobby town, and he also owns one, I believe, in Southern California. So if anybody needs any Horizon hobby stuff, go to Pilot Ryan Media and click on his affiliate link, and anything you order through that affiliate link for Horizon, Ryan gets some credit for. So helps him out, helps the hobby shop out. It's always good to help the hobby shop. Trash boat noted. Yeah, just message me, man. Like I said, I'm not 100% against it. I think we've had enough team drivers run them that, as long as like I said, it's trying to get a forward motor mount stuffed in there is kind of a pain in the ass. pretty difficult, honestly. One of the things you can do, if you planned on running a forward motor mount, you won't be able to run the Squints forward motor mount because these brackets are too long. Which I think Squints he's ordered a mullet, so he will probably be making new brackets to shorten these up. But you can run the Toizuki style forward motor mounts, or you can run the TGH forward motor mounts. And if you're running like a creeper T or something like that, you can put 2 of the angle wedges in it to kick the angle of the transmission up a little bit, and that helps with your drive shaft angle, your prop shaft angle. But it's not really necessary. Troy, wanting to buy the new high-low chassis when we have the accessory mounts available. Carbon fiber or aluminum? If you're wanting carbon fiber, again, I'm going to be cutting carbon fiber tomorrow, and I should have, I think I have enough room on one of the sheets to make 10 more sets of the carbon fiber accessory mounts, so I'll probably do those tomorrow after I cut some C1 Pros. So either tomorrow, Wednesday, maybe Thursday they'll go on the site. So they're coming. I have sheets of material over there, and I just need to, I'm going to have to first thing in the morning fix the vacuum pump for the dust collection, because I'm not cutting carbon fiber all day again tomorrow wearing a mask. That shit sucks. Made a big mess. No, OG Creeper is the motor on trans, no forward. Oh, that OG Creeper. Got it. I thought you meant Creeper T. Got it. Wouldn't be opposed to running a C1 mullet. Your C1 Pro setup is going to be better for what you're doing, though, for Canyon. I don't think that a forward skid Class 1 would help you much at Canyon because of the height of the skid with the mullet style versus the C1 Pro belly height. I think you're going to be better off with the C1 Pro. Wanting the carbon fiber ones. Okay. Ordering the cart, just waiting for them. Hang on just a second. Let me so that you can put your order in. Give me just a second here. I'm gonna, hopefully this doesn't kick me off of here. I'm gonna do this on my phone instead. I don't want to get kicked off of the live stream. I'm gonna put a couple of sets of the carbon fiber accessory mounts in inventory for you. Just know that they may not ship until Thursday or so. Milo accessory mounts. Oh, we're out of aluminum ones too. Wow. Okay. Okay, done. Carbon fiber accessory mounts for the high-low are in inventory. But like I said, just be aware they may not ship till Thursday or Friday. Are you going to be attending any of the Summer Series Crawler Canyon Summer Comps? I don't know for certain. If I do, I would probably just bring my C1 Pro base rigs instead of my other comp trucks. Purely because I don't mind getting the C1 Pro or getting the SCX Pro builds dirty and gross, because they like to run some water and mud and stuff, and I don't like putting my $2,000 comp trucks in mud. But I will absolutely run an SCX 10 Pro in that stuff. I need to start cleaning up some stuff and finalizing some stuff for Axial Fest. I need to get I probably order 2 of the SCX 10 Pro bodies, the ones that they announced with the trucks, so that I can have one on my Oracle and one on my Pace Setter for people to test drive at Axial Fest. That's what I was talking about. But I need to order 2 bodies and paint 2 bodies and mount 2 bodies sometime in the next 2 weeks, while a week of that I'm in Florida. So I may be painting them in the parking lot in the campground. Put our trucks through mud this weekend. Yeah, well, hopefully it wasn't too much mud. It's because you were on the rocks. I'm sure there was some mud, but it probably wasn't literally a mud bog like some of the stuff that they do around here. Because we don't have rock around here, they like to use mud instead as an obstacle, and I'm just not with that 100% of the time. I'm not against mud, but I'm picky about what truck I throw in the mud. Had a friend who ran a ripper at Squirrel Fest, including the mud bog. Gross. Although it is anodized aluminum, it should clean up reasonably well. Hopefully it had stainless hardware, because again, that's not really something I like to do. My SCX6 has been 100% underwater, though. I didn't mind throwing that in the water. It's weird. I drive my $1,000 SCX6 underwater, but I won't take my Class 1 or Class 2 truck anywhere near water if I don't have to. I need to find a body for my VS410 just to make a cool build. I had a VS410 body on the website for sale. Somebody bought it, though. You missed that out. In spots it was. Yeah, I figured there was some dirt in between the rocks and stuff, but I hate cleanup. Exactly. That's not my thing. I like to be able to just take my blowgun and blow them off and put them back on the shelf. I build rock crawlers, not mud boggers. Ugh. Man. 8:40. Yeah, I've been here since 6:45 this morning, so we're on a 14-hour day. I guess if you work 12 hours, it's considered a half day, right? Working on half day times. I'm getting tired. Wore out. Temperatures finally warmed up around here. It's been in the 90s for the last week and a half or so. So I actually had the AC running in the shop today. It's nice. This summer is the first whole summer I've had AC in the shop, and man, I'll tell you what, being able to knock the humidity out of the air is definitely a nice thing to have. I don't miss sweating, that's for sure. Have a winter beater when it rains here, aka Old Reliable. That's nice. Thanks for the Pace Setter chassis. Got my 4-wheel steer Pro all put together for Class 3. Need to wire it up now. Nice. 4-wheel steer, Class 3. Are you using SCX10 Pro like another front axle to do that, or did you use something else in the rear? Put 5 trucks through salt water this weekend. I got a lot of cleaning to do. You should have already done that. Ugh. I would have taken those straight home and thrown them in the bathtub. I really try not to drive in any water. I try not to drive in any water deeper than like the axle shafts. Like, if you have to go in water deeper than the axle shafts, if it's a comp truck, there's no reason for that. There shouldn't be in a comp. But trail driving is a whole different story because, like I said, I don't trail drive my $2,000 comp trucks. That's what my 1.9 Wraith and my Element trucks are for. I just trail drive those. I'll run those in clean water, but mud, I'm out. 87 here, been upper 70s, been nice. Yeah, the lows have been in the mid 60s, so it's still pretty nice at night, and then it's been in the 90s all day, during the day and sunny. We haven't had rain. Well, it rained a little bit on Saturday night. Like, we got a weird pop-up thunderstorm on Saturday night, but other than that, it hasn't rained here for like 2 weeks. It's been nice. I haven't had to mow the yard. My grass grows so fast. I typically have to mow the yard twice a week. If I only mow it once a week, it looks real bad by the time I mow it. So I've been about having to mow it twice a week. But with the all the sun and no rain, it's still green, but it didn't grow very fast this week. So that was nice. I don't like mowing the yard. A CX10 Pro with axle mounted servo on both. Interesting. I don't think I've seen anybody else do 4-wheel steer with the stock axles yet. Maybe I have, maybe one other build, but it's definitely not common, so that's cool. I like that. Are you comping with any 3D print foams, or do you stick with either solid or dual stage foams in your tires? All of my tires, except this set of trenchers has, I'm going to throw up in my mouth saying it, has OT6 Halo foams in it. And they work okay, they work fine. I don't really have an issue with them. I'm not an OT6 fan, if I'm honest. But the rest of my trucks all have Crawler Innovations foams in them. Most are Lil Novas. Most of them are either soft or medium front and either medium or firm rear. So dual stage always in my trucks. Even the OT6 are dual stage, the Halos. So I haven't tried any 3D printed foams yet. I'm hesitant. I'm leery about them because of the thermal properties of 3D printing plastic. I feel like and I could be 100% wrong. Maybe I am, but you heat the plastic up to extrude it. My brain says that if it gets hot inside the tire, it's going to turn back to a liquid. So maybe the temperature that it does that is high enough that it doesn't matter. But it seems to me like if it's 25 degrees outside, it's going to be stiffer than when it's 85 degrees outside, and I don't like that idea. Again, I could be 100% wrong, and maybe these guys have figured out how to avoid that, but I don't know. I just haven't tried them yet. 5 minutes from home. You should have already put those in the bathtub. Post pics when I can. I'm at work at the moment. I'll tag you on Instagram and Facebook. Perfect. Do that, please. A couple guys here are raving about them, but haven't ventured down that road yet. I mean, I understand the theory behind them, that the sidewall support is all there all the time, and that you can, adjust the squish with tuning rods and things like that. I get the theory. I understand it all, but it just seems to me that a thermoform plastic will thermoform at any given time, not only when it's extruded the first time. If it was a thermoset plastic like Delrin or something like that you can't remelt, it'd be a whole different story, but then it wouldn't be pliable either. So I don't know. TPU, there's a bunch of different durometers of TPU, and a bunch of people are experimenting with them, and I see them all over Facebook all the time. TRD Adventures Tim and Theron, they run printed foams, and they don't have any issues with them. But I have been running Crawler Innovations Little Novas for 15 years, and I know how they react, and I know what they do, and I know they're the same when it's 20 degrees or 90 degrees outside. So that's just it's just what I've always ran, and it's gonna be difficult to get me to go away from them. The only reason I have the OT6 foams in those trenchers is because I won them at a comp, and I decided, well, I won them at a comp, and then I was going to Axial Fest the following weekend, and I needed a set of foams to put in a set of tires, and I had them laying there, so I figured I'd try them, and I just never took them back out. But they're on my SCX10 Pro, my pace setter build right now. I'm looking for a good setup for some Class 0 Proline crawler TAs in a Predator compound. I just got 3 pair of Proline Class 0 crawlers for my Metal Masher build. There, I'm looking at them over on the shelf over there. We've been working at TPU, putting through the paces of science. Measuring durometer is not easy. It's not, and like I said, correct me if I'm wrong, but this shit's gonna change depending on atmospheric temperatures and potentially even humidity. I don't know how humidity sensitive TPU is. I know that PLAs and ABSs and all that stuff, these guys are running, having to run dryers for their filament to even make consistent printing. So if those filaments are temperature and humidity sensitive, then TPU could potentially be as well, and that may or may not change durometer depending on that crap too. So I just want something that's consistent. You don't want your shock oil weight changing mid-run either. You don't want to go bouncing across something with 30 weight and then all of a sudden have 0 weight oil. The truck's going to completely drive differently. It doesn't. I don't know. Again, I could be 100% wrong because I haven't messed with the stuff, but that's just the way my brain sees things. I have a set of trenchers needing foams too. I would go Proline Little Novas. Or not Proline, Crawler Innovation, Little Novas. I did try the Proline 2-stage foams a couple years back when they first came out, and I didn't think they compared to the Little Novas as well as I thought they were going to. They were a little stiff, so I got rid of them. I would imagine if you heat up the tires spinning on rocks as well as hot rocks from sunshine. I mean, even just sitting in the sun, the tire sitting in the sun is black. It's a black tire. And a lot of the TPUs these foams are printed in are a darker color, the blacks and the dark oranges and stuff like that. That stuff's going to absorb heat energy. And my brain says that's going to change the durometer. That's for printing. Moisture turns to steam when printing. Well, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about 3D printed foams. So, what's up, guys? Hope everyone had a good start to the week. I hope everyone did have a good start to the week. Like I said at the beginning, my Monday was a struggle bus. So, the only thing I can hope is that when I get home tonight and I take a shower and I lay down in bed, that I just drift off into a sleep and I wake up in the morning and everything around this shop has just miraculously fixed itself, so that when I get here in the morning I don't have to deal with the remnants of Monday on Tuesday morning. I hope that the vacuum pump for my router setup, I'm hoping that it's just a bad relay, it's got a circuit breaker, that's the word I'm looking for. It's got a self-resetting circuit breaker that doesn't seem to be self-resetting, so hopefully I can run and find one of those in the morning and get that fixed back up first thing so I don't have to wear my mask all day tomorrow cutting carbon. Mine did stiffen up in the mountains. Your what stiffened up in the mountains, Theron? I know you're talking about your foams, but you got to be specific in the group chat. Come on, man. I need to get a set of your wheels or Punk's wheels for C2 and a set of Crawler Lil Novas for C2 also. I need to finish wheels. I know. You guys are on me. I need to get them done. It's gonna be soonish. I know I've been saying that for like a month, but shit happens. I'm busy. I don't run the 3D printed foams, but from what I've seen, their sidewall stability is far and away better than foams, and I run CI foams. They can be, absolutely. That's the allure of the 3D printed foams, and I understand. Like I said, I understand the theory behind it. I'm just not on board with the material. No Monday reminders. The initial groan or eye roll when you walk in tomorrow, followed by a deep sigh and curse words. Yeah. I'm pretty good about leaving my bullshit in the mirror when I leave my shop too, so I try not to take that crap home with me. I used to have about a 45-minute drive home from the shop that is really good for releasing all of your thoughts of the bad day, but now I'm about 5 minutes down the road, so I have to leave it in the rear view when I leave the door, or it doesn't leave. It did stay with Tim. Exactly. Some other things might have stiffened up staying with Tim. You never know. And Wesley was around too, and Bear's cool, so, you know. I don't want to know what you guys did in the mountains. Oh, man. Crazy. I think we're going to go about another 7 minutes here. We're going to go till 9 o'clock tonight instead of 10. I'm ready to get home and get a shower. I said I've been here since 6:45 this morning is when I pulled in the parking lot, so 5 minutes isn't enough time to decompress. Well, I got really good about leaving stuff in the rearview mirror, so I don't have a problem with it now. And the nice thing is, now I'm self-employed and I don't have employees, so any bullshit that I caused during the day was my own bullshit. So I don't have to think about other people calling in sick or other people's kids being sick, and I don't have any of those issues to think or worry about. I just have my own bullshit that I created the day before. So it's not that big a deal. I really enjoy what I do now. So just when things go sideways, it seems that everything goes sideways all at the same time, which is interesting. But it was a Monday, and tomorrow is not Monday, so we'll just we'll leave it at that. I have a black TPU printed phone mount in my truck. So far has held up being in direct sunlight. Okay. It doesn't seem to get softer or anything like that when it's in the sunlight. I guess it's my curiosity. Maybe I'll piss with some TPU. I think I have a roll of TPU somewhere. It might even be underneath this bench somewhere. I know there's 4 or 5 rolls of filament underneath this bench. And I think one of them might be TPU, but I don't know. Measuring things most likely. I've been checking the site for fresh garage sale items and wheels daily. Garage sale items, I could put some more stuff on the garage sale tomorrow or Wednesday. I've got a couple of bins I need to go through. I was planning on taking a bunch of these bins with me to Axial Fest in a couple of weeks, so I need to go through them anyway and see what's all in these bins. I was really considering, I've got a stack. And when I say a stack, I mean like a stack of prototype chassis, like one-off prototype chassis. I was considering putting some of that stuff on the site. Stuff that's, something like this. This is, a prototype chassis that is 100% usable for somebody, but it's not a production piece. The problem comes 5 years down the road when somebody's trying to figure out what they just bought used, and no one can answer that question, and no one knows what parts fit what. So Let me know if you guys think some of that stuff would sell or not. I'm sure somebody'd snap this up pretty quick because I know what it is now, but yeah. I'm late, but please tell me there's carbon full length mullets coming. Wesley and I haven't really talked about doing any of the mullets in carbon fiber. The worst part about stuff like that is Wesley stocks all the aluminum stuff, and I do the carbon fiber stuff. And Wesley has all the leaf springs. So without us shipping each other, either me shipping carbon fiber stuff to him or him shipping leaf springs to me, it makes it a pain in the ass, quite honestly. And the mullet chassis, the aluminum stuff. Well, I just said it hadn't rained, and now it's freaking pouring outside. Cool. The chassis itself is small enough that the weight difference between aluminum and carbon is pretty negligible on that chassis. So I think we're just going to stick with aluminum right now. Insert meme of self staring at self in the mirror giving a pep talk. Pretty much. You ever just want to call yourself and say, yo, bud, I don't think I'm going to make it in today. A couple of times. I've wanted to do that a couple of times. Usually I end up having to come in and manufacture and ship and do orders and stuff. But sometimes I take a couple hours for lunch and get away from everything for a little bit. Go down by the river and play RC cars for an hour or so. That usually brings the mind back into check. Never thought too much about the printed foams changing in the heat. Lost a whole interior for a truck that was done in PLA when I accidentally left it in the sun for the paint to dry. Yeah, well, in PLA is completely different than TPU, but the PLA absolutely will do that. Any opinions of the new revised looking IFS setup from Element? Body not so much, but the concept. I actually think the body looks really good. I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to the IFS kit itself because IFS really isn't my thing. I probably should look at it a little bit more, but I really like the look of the body. I thought it looked cool. Don't have any experience with the Element IFS setups at all whatsoever. I've never had one in hand. I have 3 Brothers anti-foams in my Class 1 and 2 Hyrax and love them. Have flubber stuffers in my Class 1 Tusks and love them as well. Like I said, I've seen a lot of guys run them, and a lot of guys are having good luck with them. But I just haven't ventured into that. Market yet. Could you laser engrave something under those to indicate they're non-production? I could engrave them. I could chuck them in the mill, or I could chuck them on the router and engrave something like a 1 of 1 or something on them, or non-production or prototype or something on them to designate it, but I don't know. Are all your windows still down? No, the AC works in the Jeep, so all the windows and doors are on it. I'm not a doors off, top off Jeep kind of guy. I gotta have doors, even if it's just half doors. But I gotta have doors. Let's go tomorrow downtown Mishawaka. I have customers coming all day tomorrow. I have appointments for tire changes and oil changes and stuff like that all day tomorrow here. But let's definitely go sometime, Ryan. The river's down, so all those rocks down by the Riverwalk are exposed now. I have 3 Brothers anti-foams and C1, but can't decide how I like it yet. The only way to know is to keep driving it. Keep driving it and get used to them, I guess. That's the only thing you can do. But, well, I think I'm going to get out of here for the night, go home, get in the shower, maybe have a shower beer, and go to bed. So, next Monday, like I said, next Monday, what's the freaking date? I don't even remember what the hell's going on right now. Yes, next Monday it might be Wesley only. The following Monday might be Wesley only. And then the 26th I will be here, the 26th. So the next 2 weeks, we may or may not be live, and if we are live, it'll be Wesley only. Because one of those weeks I'll be in Florida, and one of those weeks I'll be at Axial Fest. So, yeah, it's thanks everybody for checking in on me tonight and keeping the chat moving along. I like having you guys in here. I like being able to talk. So yeah, if Wesley's here next week, I'm sure we'll post a thumbnail of it, and if not, we'll see you back here the 26th. So thanks everybody for hanging out, and we will see you on the